Pro Tools Expert at NAMM 2017 is sponsored by Focusrite.
Hi everyone, it's James here from Pro Tools Expert. You join me on the Universal Audio booth here at NAMM 2017. It's day 2, and I'm joining the man, the living legend, fabulous Fab Dupont.
Hello.
Was that enough of an intro for you?
Yeah, I liked it. It's nice. Maybe you should. Can you send this to me and I'll play it for myself at night before I go to bed? All right.
I was expecting hello children, but hey, you know.
Good morning, children.
So you've just been on stage.
Yep.
Sounding fabulous.
Yeah, thank you.
With Chikar King.
I'm on the Universal Audio booth, and we are showing the Apollo Twin Mark II.
The new blackface one?
The new blackface model. I mean, the color is what it is, but really what's great about it is the fact that, for me, that it's available in quad.
Yes.
Which means I can travel with just that now. And also, the converters are great, and it fits in my bag. Life is good.
Anything that makes life easier for traveling and portability is the way forward, right?
You get to a point where, I mean, I'd rather work at Flux in my spot in New York because it's paradise there. However,
New York or your studio?
No, New York is hell, but that's why I don't get out.
Right.
I just stay inside at Flux. But that's not how life is. And so right now I'm mixing a record in my hotel room. I have the Twin Mark II and my laptop, and I'm mixing the record that way.
And it works?
Oh, yeah.
Are you solely on UA plugins, or is there some stuff that you're pulling in and enjoying other stuff?
I use a lot of UA plugins because they're very good.
Yep.
Also, there's no equivalent to what they do, really. There's a lot of, how can I put this in a nice manner? There are a lot of
cut to the chase, dude.
Yeah,
we got no agenda.
There are a lot of plugins that have a very nice GUI faceplate, but they don't sound right. You know? And so the UA stuff sounds right, which is why they grew so fast and why I use them myself. Yep. I have no allegiance. I'm only here because I believe in the product. I have choices. I do what I want. I'm here because it's badass. And I also use Sonox because they're amazing. So I use UA Sonox Soundtoys, Softtube. This is all amazing stuff. Like, unthinkable to have this much power on the laptop, you know, even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what I use. I also use some FabFilter stuff. I really like FabFilter, not because of the name, just because they're great.
Yeah, Pro Q2 is just...
Yeah, it's very, very useful. Like, I use Pro Q2. I tend to use more the Sonox because of habit, but I use Pro Q2 because it has a linear phase setting. So whenever I do parallel compression, and I don't want the same EQ on both sides of the parallel compression, I use the Pro Q2 on the second side to be able to EQ what I want and not have any phase problem. That's amazing. And it's native. It's available on my laptop. It's crazy. And then what else do I use? That's about it. I use those things.
So have you had a chance to look around the show yet and actually look at some new toys? There's a few cool things I've been scoping out. We've been talking about earlier on.
Oh, yeah?
Anything that you've seen that you think, yeah, that's pretty damn cool?
No.
Fair enough.
No, that's not true. There's a crazy dude downstairs at Hall E who made a audio-driven synthesizer. No, just stay with me.
Okay.
So, you know, it's a monophonic synthesizer. So imagine a Moog, right? Like a Prodigy. Actually, it's a two oscillator, like a Prodigy. So you play it like this with the, you know. And if you're really fancy, you have a modular and you play it with a CV gate thing or sequencer. No, this one's not like that. This one, you plug your guitar in it, and it tracks the pitch of the guitar or the vocal or your bass, and it uses that as the pitch tracker, and you synthesize from that. It doesn't use the audio as an oscillator. It uses it as a pitch tracker. It's brilliant. So if you're on stage, I don't even know the name of the guy. It's in Holly. It's crazy. If you're on stage,
I'm going to dig this out tomorrow. And
it's awesome. So if you're on stage and you're a bass player and you want to have that fat, like, synth sound, you can blend your sound. You can use this, feed your sound into this. It will track your pitch and let you create a ridiculous, like, Moog-style bass sound that's driven by your playing.
That's cool. So
it's not a MIDI conversion. There's no latency. It's real time.
That's very cool.
Never seen that before.
I'm going to check that one out.
It's
definitely.
badass. So that guy is pretty fierce. Dave Bach has 2 new microphones that are really great.
Yep.
And he got the Sound Deluxe name back, which is nice. That's fair because he developed that brand, and I just like to see a friend get his dues. You know, I love it, and those microphones are awesome. So I saw that.
I think for me, one of the best things about this show, and certainly you're obviously based in New York these days.
Yeah.
But for me, this is my one trip a year, pretty much out to the West Coast to catch up with people, and it's about the people, and it's about this, and it's about catching up with buddies in the industry.
This is a good place to be. You want to come and bump into Ivana Manley. You want to bump into David Buck. You want to meet Dave Hill, Dave Durr. Here you can meet all the people who make the equipment that you use every day. You can meet Lev, who designed the Apollo. He's right there. He'll answer your questions. And that's the value of these shows. You know, petting the gear, whatever. And it's also nice to be able to hear the stuff because there's so much hype. So you can come and, you know, apply your own taste to whether you like something or not, as opposed to, you know, hearing somebody that it's the best thing ever, which they all do.
Yep, of course.
So because statistically, if everything is the best thing ever, nothing can be the best thing ever. So that means somebody's lying, right? So you can come here and listen for yourself, meet the person who makes the gear, which for me is key because you can tell from the personality of the designer, from the way he talks to you, the way he talks about the gear, whether he cares or whether it's just business, you know? And so I only buy my equipment for people who care.
I think in some ways you and I are fairly similar like that. The line I've been using is I'm a terrible actor. If I don't dig something, or I don't actually get it, I don't understand it, I don't love the product, I'm really bad at reviewing it.
Right.
Because I can't get passionate about something that I don't.
That serves no purpose. Yeah. You know, these days, very honestly, most equipment is very good.
It's really good. Yeah.
And that's the thing that's amazing. You can't really fail. You know, the thing that's difficult is there's so much choice that it's very hard to. I mean, basically, you could just pick one. Like, I'll take this one. You know, and be fine. But buying the equipment that is going to work together as an ensemble to enhance your workflow, that's really hard.
Yeah.
And we do more of that on PureMix now, and we educate more people. For those of you who don't know, puremix.net is the website that.
And also, where have you been if you don't know what PureMix is?
For those of you who've been sleeping for the last 6 years, puremix.net is where you can go learn how to make records. From me, from Andrew Sheps, from Mick Gazowski, John Paterno. I forget some people, they're going to get pissed at me, but like really high-end people. We have a Tony Maserati video coming out soon. And the way we do things is to make sure that the guys really share the knowledge and are really precise about why they do what they do. And we also try to guide people on buying the right equipment for their personal needs at that time.
And I think you mentioned a word that's thrown around all too often, but actually workflow. And no one can tell you your workflow. You have to work that out for yourself.
But it's very hard. It takes forever. And so I'm still working out my workflow. I probably made, 200 records so far, probably more. I know that in 2015, I haven't done 16 yet. 2015, I finished, either wrote, produced, recorded, mixed, or mastered over 400 songs.
Wow, that's going some.
So, and I'm still working on my workflow. I'm still trying to optimize and find systems. And it's very hard to come up with that stuff. So we try to give the guidance to people.
So which is your favorite part of the process? Do you think of it as, I love tracking, you're a producer, is it the mix stage that gets you going? Or?
My favorite part is is working on songs.
Right.
That's really the part that's just, I could do relentlessly for 16 hours and not notice. So this is the early part of the production process where the singer comes in with his guitar and goes, bring, my life sucks, bring, it still sucks in verse 2. And you're like, well, okay, that's great, your life sucks, that's good to know. How about your life sucks this way in verse 1, and it sucks this way in verse 2. How about we don't have an 18-minute intro? You know, how about like a 30-second, it's trying to work the song out. That's so much fun. Especially, I'm lucky to work with really good songwriters. And so I don't have to deal with cheese, so that's fun. And then after that, trying to put a dress on dress up the song in cool, interesting sounds. I love that. Mixing is fun, but it's the easier part of the job for me. It's less of a challenge because I don't know. I have a certain facility for it, a certain ease for it. The fun part is to come up with a great song with a really original tone, and that's what I like best.
Cool. I won't keep you anymore. Fab, thank you so much.
Have a great day.
And you, I'll see you tomorrow night for dinner, probably.
Yes, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon for some more Gear Talk here at NAMM 2017.